South Coast trainer Phil Goodsell has had a long association with all three codes of racing for over 40 years. But it was a decision made with a good friend that started Phil's love of greyhound racing.
Oh, I just bought my first dog in shares with a guy called John Tyrrell. He owns Bit Chili and he's had a lot of good bloodlines. We've been friends, our family were friends, his parents and my parents, and I went shares with him and two other guys in a dog, and we raced her at Dapto. Mrs Burns, she made the puppy auction final down there. She was quite successful really. Yeah, and then I bought a couple after that and just started mucking around training myself. Yeah, I've always just had a couple in the kennel.
A farrier by trade, Phil worked alongside great names such as Bart Cummings, Alberto Cass, Theo Green and Tommy Smith. But greyhounds eventually captured Phil's imagination, who has been training part-time for a number of years.
Oh yeah, it's just the racing blood in the family. I think like father had an odd racehorse and he rode horses and rodeos and things, and I was a bit the same. The brothers mucked around on motorbikes and we were on horses, you know. And when he was alive, you know, we trained a couple of gallopers together and had a bit of success. I used to ride my own track work, and I'm a farrier by trade, so I could shoe my own horses. So, you know, we could do everything ourselves. Yeah. And then I got out of that really. It was too hard once we had the kids. You know, my father passed away, and like, you know, we got back into the dogs really. Had something to do.
Phil's long history with both horses and dogs has given him an insight into training and how to get the best out of any animal.
No, you just got to be patient, you know. You've got to have a lot of patience because they're animals, you know. Some can go early for you. Some might take, you know, 6 months to get going properly. But, you know, if you're not going to expect too much from them, well, you're not going to be disheartened, you know. You just got to put your time in and be prepared, you know. Take your time, be patient with the guys.
Those insights have proved invaluable to Phil, who now has impressive youngster Stilton Blue in his kennels. The talented chaser has now won 12 out of 30 career starts, including a victory in the Group 3 Nowra Puppy Classic, as well as numerous starts in group race finals.
His first campaign really. You know, we started him off ready for the Puppy Classic in Nowra, and he'd won in Sydney before then and a couple at Dapto. And he's gone within 2 track records at Dapto and Nowra, not far off them. You know, and we haven't had a chance to spell him really. We just backed off him a little bit and then picked him up again. You know, so he's only coming up. You know, he's a bit over 2-year-old, so he's got a lot in front of him, I think. You know, everything going well. That's all you got to do is hope.
Stilton Blue's right on the bunny, powering along. Once he let it was into the section because he's a very fast dog on the hare. He's a mile in front as they turn. Shadows Khan second. Winsome Tommy running on with Folktails. This is romped in. Stilton Blue wins by nearly a dozen.
Phil believes that Stilton Blue will only get stronger with age and will move on to bigger and better things in the future.
You know, he's ran a couple of real nice races in Sydney there at the Easter Egg Carnival and got beat by a real good dog that's won a lot in Melbourne. Awesome project. Darren McDonald's, you know, and he's run good races to there, so there's no reason why he can't step up a little bit higher yet. Yeah, every time we've raised the bar, he's answered the question a bit.
Phil hopes there are still plenty of years ahead for him in the greyhound game.
At the moment, yeah, I'd rather, you know, I'm still working a full-time job, so it's very hard, you know, to have too many, but yeah, I just hope to tick along with them, and yeah, I've got a 2.5 acre property at home and we're set up all right, so, you know, there's nothing stopping me in years to come. I could probably keep training for a fair few years if I like to, you know. So we'll just poke along now. I suppose if I retire in years to come, I might keep going. Yeah. Who knows?